This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, I want to talk about Mikey Garcia again being demolished by Errol Spence. My thing and my take on it, and the reason why I'm saying this, and this is probably the most serious video that I'm gonna have out of the series, because I'm always clowning the Rudy Poos and the Plum Brains, and I'm always telling them to go higgity hush somewhere. But this is gonna be a serious breakdown. First of all, you got a guy in Mikey Garcia, who is a technically sound boxer. I know cats are vilifying me and saying that I'm not giving him enough credit. I'm going to give him his credit where his credit's due. He's a technically sounded boxer. Mikey Garcia has very good timing skills. Mikey Garcia knows how to time opponents. He's fundamentally sounded. Mikey Garcia does not make too many mistakes. He sits there and he picks his shots. And he does that pretty well. I got to give him that. Mikey Garcia is also another guy that, he has a rich history of boxing through his brother, Robert Garcia, obviously, who was a boxer, and his dad, who was training his brother. So there's a rich history there. And they've been around a lot of fighters, so they kind of have a great idea of what they're dealing with. They know the fight game. Mikey Garcia also has wits. The stuff that I talk about. There's boxing IQ and there's intelligence there. So there's credibility to whatever IFBP, whatever the fart his name is, says at times when he's talking about, and the only time that he's credible is when he's talking about Mikey Garcia in terms of skills and things of that nature. Everything else is just biased Rudy Poo, plum garbage to where he needs to higgity hush. But when he's talking about the actual skill set of Mikey Garcia and what Mikey Garcia brings to the table in terms of his boxing ability, that is correct. And I'm not going to sit here and debunk that, because then I would be debunking the truth, which I don't do that. I'm all about the truth. Mikey Garcia is also a guy that has good head movement. You know what I'm saying? And what I like about him is he's a pretty hell of a counterpuncher. You reach, you get taught. You reach, he's going to teach you. That's how he operates. And what I also like about Mikey Garcia is he uses your stuff against you. And he can make that night very long for you, because he doesn't have the strongest strength out there. You know what I'm saying? But he does have some kind of pop to where he can make people feel his presence and let them know that his attention is there. And he has dropped some guys, but again, they're lower weight classes, and I just don't feel that he's going to be able to drop the behemoth called Errol Spence, because you're talking about a guy that walks around between 180 to 190 pounds. He's just too over the top. I'm sorry. There's just no two ways around it. That's why I got Errol Spence winning by 5th round TKO stoppage, and you guys need to book it, and just make sure you put respect on my name, come March 16th, because it's going to be man down, strap season, flatline, and Hulk smash on that ass. But anyways, Mikey Garcia, is also a guy that he's humble to a certain degree. The Errol Spence fight, he's really acting out of character, because that's not truly the character he is. And that's why I'm more of the mindset of Errol Spence is getting pissed off, and he's going to have to Rudy Poo him. He's going to have to plum him, because he's acting out of character. The Mikey Garcia that I've seen in previous fights before, he kind of just higgity hushes and doesn't say too much. But this one right here is truly acting out of character. I don't know if it's, those snacks he's eating by Victor Conte. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. And I know I'm getting vilified. People are saying, oh, your channel needs to be honest. You need to not say that somebody's taking stuff when they're not supposed to take stuff. Look, man, I'm judging people by the people they hang around and their character. His character is out of whack right now, and he's keeping association with Victor Conte. You guys know Victor Conte has a shady past. His past is shoddy at best. All you got to do is go look at all his allegations that's surrounded around steroids. Don't take my words for it, man. There's an internet. Google his name and you'll see what I'm talking about. This guy still got some pending charges that hasn't been settled. So I know what I'm talking about when I say hiring someone like that is suspect at the highest level and the highest degree. And you guys need to see it for what it is. Stop being Mikey Garcia fanboys and really just take the time out and say to yourselves, because if you're really being honest with yourself, which obviously you won't admit, you're just going to come here on this page and be trolls and troll all the damn time. But if you don't admit it, you'll be honest and say, you know what, something ain't right with this picture. Why is he doing so many things out of character? Mikey Garcia is a boxer that anybody would really love and want to get around and support. But the way he's acting in this fight, you know, he's damn near making Errol look like the guy that everybody wants to support. I mean, just look at the Mexican love that Errol Spence is getting. There's a lot of Mexicans that are starting to get pissed off at Mikey Garcia and his antics. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of Mexicans in Texas. And I don't go, that's one thing about Texas folks that I got to give props. They ain't going to go away from their state, man. They're going to represent their state. And Errol Spence represents the heart of DeSoto, man. So they're not going to go against him. You know, not in this fight. They're not going to do that. And they're smart enough. A lot of them are starting to see that they're smart enough. Just look at the painting that Errol Spence got from his Mexican fans. That's showing you that his support is there, man. They know what time it is. They know that Mikey Garcia got no business wanting this free smoke. You know, and he's going to get smoked up. They know that. And they're honest about it. And I respect them and hats off to them for that. But you are the Rudy Poo plum brains that coming on this page and trolling, man. That's all you guys want to do is talk about the way people look and things of that nature. But you guys don't come on this page and have anything of substance. You just want to sit there and, oh, you know, Mikey Garcia is going to win, and he's going to win because, you know, he's the little guy. He has, you know, balls like King Kong, and, you know, Mikey Garcia, you know, he's good, and, you know, he has skills, and he's fundamentally sounded, and, you know, Errol Spence has never fought somebody like the likes of Mikey Garcia. That's false. That's been debunked. And I've Rudy Pooed and plum that logic and that brain nonsense in other videos. And Mikey Garcia, you know, he's the one that, you know, he's going to pull up the upset, you know, and what's going to happen come March 16 when I come on your page and again, a big if hell freezes over, which is what's going to happen in order for this to happen. If Mikey Garcia wins, you know, you're going to go hiding and stuff like that. Listen, I don't hide and I don't cower. And that's infinity if, like Thanos with the Infinity Stones. If Errol Spence is on something that night, you know what I'm saying, and he's not at his best, and there's just so miraculously ends up being a miracle that Mikey Garcia wins, which that's not happening, then I'll be right there to give Mikey Garcia his props and his credit. You know, I don't shy away. That's the problem. That's the difference between me and these other Rudy Poos. Rudy Poos and plum shy away. Everybody say, oh, well, you got your egg in one basket. I can't wait to come back on the page. Win, lose, or draw, I'm still going to be here, and I'm still going to be standing strong. But there ain't no excuses up in here, because guess what? I already told y'all, Errol Spence is going to win by 5th round TKO stoppage, and he's going to man down, strap season, flatline, and Hulk smash your boy Garcia. He's getting destroyed. He's getting demolished. You guys won't be able to recognize this dude. He's getting put out on a stretcher. That's what's about to happen come March 16th. And Errol Spence, what you guys don't understand is he's using Mikey Garcia as a beginning tool for him to prep for Terrence Bud Crawford. You know, he's not looking past Mikey Garcia, but he's like, okay, if this guy's everything you guys say that he is, then he should be able to help me to bring out, you know, my tools, all of my tools and my skill sets so that I can use against him. And that would be the prep for Terrence Crawford, because last time I checked, the both of them are 1-1 against each other in amateur, you know, with Terrence Bud Crawford having the more impressive win. But last time I checked, they 1-1 in amateurs. So Errol Spence is going to use him as the beginning of saying, I can prep for my super fight come May or September 2020 when I fight against Terrence Bud Crawford, which to me is the only guy in the welterweight division that poses a serious threat against Errol Spence. You guys will see how I break that super fight down to it being a 51 to 49%. I got Errol Spence winning, because to me, him and Terrence Bud Crawford are equally skilled, but the two equalizers that Spence has is that power and that body snatching work. And I'll be able to break that down effectively. when that fight rolls around. But for right now, it's about this Rudy Poo, Mikey Garcia, and his fanboys getting taught a valuable lesson. When it's time to step up and go against the big dog and you get demolished, then you need to turn around, admit it, and then higgity hush. This is He Knows His Sport, checking out.